Hi and welcome to our channel Blue House Vintage, where we celebrate all things vintage, from the collectible to the curious. You can find us on Instagram at bluehousevintage.yyc. I'll be taking you thrifting with me and then back home to explore the haul. I'll show you how I style up some of my vintage home decor finds. And we'll have time for some DIYs to show you how to create a beautiful home on a budget. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more thrifting fun. In today's episode, I'm going to take you on a little thrift trip to Value Village. We're going to see what we can find for vintage home decor. And then, as always, I'm going to take you back home with me and we'll go through the haul together and see what I was able to find. And then we'll style up a few of my finds as well. So today I went straight in for the art section and I found a couple interesting things. One you'll see coming up, but I thought this one was really pretty. The landscapes are really popular right now, but I decided I didn't like the frame, and also it was just like this kind of shiny material print, so it wasn't like the best quality, so I left that one behind, although it was pretty. And then I did find, so here it is, and this one did come home with me, so I couldn't resist. It was just perfectly cottage. The only thing that I wasn't sure about with it is that it doesn't have a frame. So I'd be interested to know if any of you would have picked this up, being that it was just, art on stretch canvas, or do you only get this type of thing if it's on a frame? So let me know in the comments. I'm going to list it, I think, on Facebook Marketplace today, so we'll see if anybody picks it up. I did find this little, I guess it's a candy dish, really cute, from 1982. I didn't pick it up. Let me know if you guys would have picked this up. It's not really something in my wheelhouse like that I would know what to do with, and it also had a little chip on the nose, but super cute little guy. And not a lot of great figurines. I did see this little cute set of owls, and I thought they were adorable. And I kind of regret not getting them, but I've never really bought a lot of like figurines. I don't know if they sell well. If you pick them up and sell them, let me know. But I know owls are really in right now. This I really liked, so I picked this one up. So it's a brass jewelry holder. So you can put necklaces on it, bracelets, really dainty, and it's already sold. So that is actually winging its way over to Australia as we speak. And then I found this little box, and it actually turned out to be a music box. Definitely vintage of some kind, but I left it behind. You can't buy everything, and I don't know if people are really buying music boxes. And I did get this owl. Not sure if it's vintage or a newer made piece, but it's actually a wind chime. So it has the little gonger thing inside there. And then the sticker says that it's made in Vancouver. So I thought it was really cool. And like I said before, owls are really in right now. So, and then this was really cool find. This is local pottery made in Calgary. And it's a candlestick holder. They aren't very common. It's the first one I've ever seen that looks like this. So I thought I would give that a go. It's super heavy, really nicely made piece. Needs a lot of cleaning. And so I've already got that listed in my Etsy shop, actually. I got that all cleaned up. And yeah, decided to get that owl and the jewelry stand. and the candlestick holder. Let me know in the comments what you think of those finds, if you would have picked them up. I did not end up getting these taper candles because I decided I didn't like the color. But I do have quite the collection of taper candles going on at home, so I think I'm good for a while. If I do find some white ones, I'll probably pick them up. So always looking for white ones. There's always so much in the candle aisle of my thrift store. It's such a great place to come and get little things like that. Hopefully, like these videos, whether you like what I find or not, like hopefully it at least inspires you to come out to check out your local thrift store and see what you can find, because you can find so many cool things. It's worth the effort. Like look at these. So this is like probably my favorite find from the haul, believe it or not, because I really love candles and I know how hard they are to make. So these are super cute. I've never seen this size of taper candle before. Apparently they're called a collinette is what it says on the box anyway. So that box is pretty beat up. These look like they've been through a lot, but they're brand new. And these were really beautiful, silver candlestick holders. Let me know if you guys would have picked these up for $7.99. I just wasn't sure on the price. So did I miss out like on buying those for $7.99 for the pair? I feel like maybe I did. So let me know what you think if you would have picked those up. I'm newer to reselling items on Etsy, so if you have any helpful tips for me, feel free to put them in the comments. I really would love to hear some helpful tips and tricks, because I don't know, obviously everything about vintage items. No one ever could. There's just so much to learn and to know about. So if you have anything that you feel like would be of value to me, like feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm happy to hear from you. Like I said, look at how packed this candle section is at my thrift store. There's so much. Could spend an hour going through all this stuff. I did see this vase that was kind of cool, but I didn't really know anything about it, so I left it behind. Wasn't too sure on the color either. I did find this. If anyone knows what this kind of art is, can you please tell me? Because it definitely looks vintage. I don't know. Is that paper? Is it paper art? I left it behind, but let me know if I missed out on that one. This was really cool too. If it wasn't $9.99, I would have gotten it, because I feel like that would have sold. I just sold a crib board, so people buy them, and I really like that antler. But again, the price just seemed like too much to invest in a crib board. So, I also found this, but I ended up walking this around the thrift store with me for a while. So I took it on a little scoot around the store, and ended up putting it back because I looked it up, and I'm sure some of you already know what it is, but I had never seen one of these before, and it looked interesting. So it's actually a bug trap, a fly trap, but it was missing. It was like a fruit fly trap, but it was missing the lid. So I was thinking about getting it for my mom's house, because where she lives, they get a lot of fruit flies in the summer, because it's just a really warm, dry climate. But like I said, it didn't have a lid, so I obviously had to put it back. I did see this as well, which I thought was really beautiful. Would be really nice if you had accents of purple in your house. I decided to leave it. always so much glass at thrift stores. If you ever need a glass vase, like just check out your thrift store before you go and buy, something brand new. I did see this looked like a hand painted planter, which I may have regrets over not getting because it was kind of cool, but it wasn't in perfect condition and I wasn't sure about it, so I left that for the next person. And there's that little guy still there from my last thrift trip. And I found this beautiful piece of art pottery. It has wheat stalks on the front, so made in Canada in Saskatchewan by an artist named Susan Robertson. And I thought it had kind of like a boho look to it, and I thought it was really interesting, very Canadian. So I popped that in my cart, and I'm going to keep that for myself. I also found this accordion rack. So I know these are really popular right now, and I've been kind of looking for one for my hats as like a hat display in my bedroom. This one, it's obviously not vintage, it's definitely newer made. I don't know where it's from. It's not like super heavy, it's like light material. So I know it's not super amazing quality, but it'll do the trick for what I'm looking for. And I'll show you towards the end of the video how I styled that up with some hats. And then here I'm actually about to find one of my favorite things from the thrift haul. And you probably already see it. It's a beautiful spoon rack in the shape of a butterfly. So I've never seen one of these before in the shape of a butterfly. There are spoon racks all the time. People are putting in the thrift store, but I've never seen one like this. So I thought it was really cool. I know somebody who appreciates that kind of thing will really be into that. So that's on my Etsy shop currently right now as well. And I just thought it was just a really beautiful piece, even without spoons in it. And as you can see, the cart is getting pretty full. So these are Anchor Hawking dip bowls. So they belong with the bigger chip bowl. And they have a little rack that it sits on. So I know that would have been a score for somebody else for sure who was looking for that little dip bowl. I already have one, so I left those behind. And then just taking a quick look through the mugs. Let me know in the comments what thrift stores are charging in your area for mugs typically. So at the closest thrift store to me, which is Value Village, it's usually $1.99 for a mug, unless it's like a more special mug, and then it might be up to $3. So I'm curious to know what the prices are down where you guys are. And I took a quick look through the plates. I don't usually pick up plates. Let me know if you think that plates are a good thing to be, picking up and reselling. I did find these wooden bowls. I kind of have regrets over not getting these bowls because they were really beautiful. I feel like I should have gotten those. So I'm sad. Little brass basket. And this would be cool for someone who collects Coca-Cola memorabilia. So it's an ice bucket. And I thought that was really neat, but I left that obviously for someone else. And I did take this beauty home. So this is a little sugar bowl. And that's currently up on my Etsy shop as well. And I just really love the color. So gingerly putting that in my cart. That's like slow motion almost. You can tell how much I love it. This was kind of a neat picture too. I feel like this would have been really cool to style up. with some greenery. And I kind of, now looking at it, I kind of have some regrets over not getting it, but I wasn't sure about its age, if it was vintage or not. So I just left it behind. And then I did see these little salt and pepper shakers. Salt and pepper shakers are not something that I buy typically, but word on the street is that salt and pepper shakers are coming back for 2024, like themed salt and pepper shakers. So maybe I should be on the lookout for some. And then this little item here had me stumped for a while. I could not figure out what the heck it was with all those little protrusions. And it turns out this is a teapot. This is a vintage teapot, sadly missing a lid. So if it had had a lid, it would have been a really, really good buy. But unfortunately, there was no lid to be found. I do kind of regret putting this little creamer back. I didn't even really consider that one, but it was super cute and I should have got it. And then this little vase, I also have some regrets over putting this back. I think it's a vase anyway, but that's what I would have used it for. And I think it was really beautiful. So next time if I see one like that, I'm gonna get it. And let me know if you collect or purchase Tupperware, like vintage Tupperware when you find it. It's not something that I typically get if I see it, but maybe I should be. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. This will make me have regrets. This is a really just awesome serving bowl or serving tray, dish, whatever. And it just had the coolest pattern. It was so heavy. I ended up not getting it because I was thinking, if nobody wants to buy it, like I'm going to have to store it. It's going to be really, really heavy to ship because it was so heavy. But now looking at it, I kind of wish I would have gotten it. These were kind of cool vintage sheets. It's like a flat sheet still in the package from Sears. But I ended up not getting it due to the price. I think they were charging like, I don't know, $10.99, I think that says $10.99, which I thought was just too much for it, so I left it behind. I found this little vintage wall hanging or whatever that is, and a towel. I ended up putting this back. I did end up getting this Caldwell hand towel embroidered at the bottom there, so it's just a really beautiful hand towel. So even if no one ends up buying this, I would happily keep that. And I almost picked up this embroidered tablecloth, which was really beautiful, but it had some imperfections in the embroidery. I'm sure I probably could have fixed it, but I just didn't feel like taking the time and effort, didn't feel like it was worth it. So I just left that one behind for the next person who's a little bit more handy with needlework than me. But I did think it was beautiful. And now we're going to unpack the haul. right, so let's take a look at some of these items in a little bit more detail. First up, we're going to take a look at the little sugar bowl. So this one is stoneware made in Japan. It's in really perfect condition, and so I couldn't pass it up, especially I'm kind of a sucker for things that are blue. I don't know if anyone's picked that up yet, but blue's my favorite color, and I just know I'm just attracted to blue. And then lucky for me that blue and white is actually in style right now. So there's that. And yeah, I just love the speckledness, I guess you could say, of this piece. So I picked that up, and I'm sure someone else will appreciate that as well. And it was only $3.99. And if you've made it this far and you're enjoying the video, please hit the subscribe button. It really, really helps me out in reaching, more people who enjoy thrifting and enjoy vintage items as much as I do. So please subscribe if you have a chance, and hit the like button, as well as leave a comment. Sharing the video with your friends also helps a great deal as well. So it's much appreciated. And then this little jewelry tree. So I wasn't sure, how popular it would be, and I've never sold one before, so I decided to take a chance on it, as it was only $2.99. And I put it up on my Etsy shop, and I think in maybe 3 days, it was gone. So I think that was a good buy, and I definitely will be looking for those in the future to purchase and resell. And also it might be nice to have one to keep as well for my daughter for her jewelry. And this one was actually bought by somebody in Australia. So we've sent it all the way to Australia, which is kind of cool. And this little owl figurine is actually like a wind chime. I'm not sure where I would go about hanging that. I did style it up slightly you'll see a clip towards the end where I just placed it on my teak entryway table, but I'm not too sure if I like it there. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this. It was $2.99. I decided to take a chance on it. I'm not too sure if it's vintage, if it's newer made, but it is made in Canada, and it's an owl. So I thought it was really cute. And worst case, I will put it in the gift cupboard, and it will find its way to somebody who loves birds. So that person is probably my mom. Oh, because she's obsessed with owls. So anyway, I thought it was cute. Let me know in the comments if you guys would have picked that up or left that behind. And then this little piece of art, this is for me. I'm not too sure how old it is. I don't think it's vintage. I know that's the potter, Susan Robertson, is still alive and making pieces. So I'm sure it was probably done in, I'm going to say the 2000s, but that's my guess, but I really could be totally wrong. So if someone out there knows a little bit about Susan Robertson pottery, feel free to let me know. But yeah, it came with a little note card, a little bit about the potter, about the artist. And there is a little ding on the front of it on one of the wheat stalks, but I feel like I can just color that in somehow, and it's not really that noticeable either. And for only $3.99, I thought it was just a really cool piece that maybe I could add to a gallery wall in the future, just to add some interest. So I was pretty excited actually about this one. Let me know what you guys think of it. Is this something that you would incorporate into your gallery walls or your decor? Where would you put it? What would you group it with? So love to get your ideas as well. I'm kind of new to trying to, decorate my home, because, you know, you know how it is when you have young kids, you're just kind of in survival mode for many years. And just getting the laundry put away and the dishes done is kind of like all you can achieve sometimes in a day. And that's plus I also work, and I support my household. So decorating has come far second to everything else, over the last 7 years. So now that I feel like I have a little bit more time to just breathe, I really am focused, especially this year in 2024, on trying to create a home, not just a house. And obviously I'm going to be trying to do that with vintage decor and, thrift store decor, thrift store DIYs. That's what I'll be showcasing here on the channel, and that's really what I want to do with my house, especially in 2024. That's some of my goals, is just to make it feel more like a home and more put together and more designed, rather than just, four walls and a roof, which is kind of what it's been like for the last many, many years. And so hopefully you can follow along and watch as I do that, right? Not everything's going to be great or perfect or to your taste, but it's what I like. So hopefully there's people out there that like it too. So this accordion, this was $2.99. And like I said before, I'll show you what I did with it. I hung it up in my bedroom, and there's a few clips at the end of the video where you can see what I put on it. And I'm really happy about that purchase. I do need to get some better hooks for it. I just kind of have it like placed on nails right now, and it's not really that secure. I find like if I was actually moving stuff around a lot on the pegboard, it would just fall off. So I need like little hooks to go in the wall to secure it better, but for now it's fine. And this beauty, so I don't know why I love this so much. I've just never seen a butterfly spoon rack before. I don't know, maybe I just haven't been looking for them and they are out there, but it seems to me this is kind of like a unique piece. It's made in Canada. It's definitely vintage of some era. I'm going to go out on a limb and say like 80s or 90s, but I don't really know. If you know a little bit more about spoon racks or this brand, it's called Max Originals, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know a little bit more about this type of thing, because this is the first one I've ever bought, because I just really love the shape. I have literally no spoons, so I definitely need to sell this item. I don't want to keep it, even though it's so beautiful, because like I said, I don't have a spoon collection. So I really feel like this is going to find a home somewhere where they're just going to really, really love it. So it's on my Etsy shop. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on when this sells and for how much, and whether or not I think it was worth it to buy. But I think it will be. I love it. So I know someone else will for sure. And it was a little bit more expensive of an investment, I feel like, for thrifting. For what I buy anyway, it was $7.49. So hopefully I can make some profit on that. And this piece here, I think this was $2.99. Beautiful pottery. It's super heavy, like it's insanely heavy. So it has a nice handle, like very old fashioned. But I feel like that speckled, neutral brown pottery is really popular right now. Like I'm seeing it everywhere. It was made by JB Kalbfleisch. I don't know. Sorry, JB, if I butchered your name. But, and it's made in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, which is where I live. So I thought that was cool. I always like to pick up local items wherever possible. but this one does need a really good cleaning. So I'm going to soak that up, or I should say I did soak that up and got that wax out of the center. And I've listed that one as well on Etsy. So we'll see if someone picks that up, but I think it's a really beautiful piece. And later on in the video, you'll see a couple clips of what I did with it to style it up before I listed it. And then this towel, so question for those of you who do collect vintage towels and linens, or maybe you sell them as well. What is the going rate for a hand towel like this? If you know, can you please let me know in the comments a little bit more, because I have never bought a vintage towel before, ever. This is the first one. And I've heard of this brand Caldwell. I know family members of mine have them, and they hold up really well. I mean, this has been around for how long, and it's still looking absolutely beautiful. And people collect these. So I decided to give it a go and see if I can maybe resell this on Etsy and find it a forever home. So these Caldwell towels are made in Canada, which is awesome as well. And here is the video of the final haul. And here's how I ended up styling that accordion rack in my bedroom. Just with my Stampede hats, because we're in Calgary, so every July everyone wears cowboy hats. Here's the final haul one more time. I hope I've inspired you to get out to your local thrift store and have some fun looking for vintage home decor. Let me know what you think of my finds and my thrift haul. And for the last part of the video, I'm just going to show you what has recently sold in my shop and go through that with you. So there was a few items that sold kind of over the holidays and start of the new year. And first up is the Lazy Susan. I think that was in my first video. I can't remember. So that sold. Absolutely beautiful piece. And the Blue Mountain Pottery swirl plate sold. Love that as well. And the napkin holder from PEI, the stone or ceramic, I'm not even too sure the material on this, it sold, so really unique piece. And then the jewelry tree, like I mentioned earlier, has already sold. So quite a few items went over the holidays. And that's it for today's video. So I hope you liked what you saw, and please subscribe, like, and comment.